Hi there, my name is Tom Springer and I'm the founder of RediRoot. And thanks for watching on this dreary spring day here in the state of Oregon. Back in 2006, we started this company really with the idea of helping people grow healthier, more vigorous plants and tree material. We just want to help people have more fun gardening, have more fun in their nurseries, more profitable businesses, just overall bring some health into the commercial nursery, into the planting industry. We also were very concerned about the amount of environmental impact that plastic was having in the gardening industry. There was just a ton of plastic pots that would be utilized and then just thrown away. So what we chose to do is come into the market with the idea of what can we do that is innovative, and what can we also do that is more really environmentally sustainable and more environmentally responsible. So in 2007, probably about 6 months into our company, a very large commercial nursery came to me and explained to me one of the problems that they were having. One of the problems they were having was that the solid wall pots that they were using, and you've seen them everywhere, they're at every nursery, they're at every garden center, was actually retarding the root growth of their plant material. And that was a problem because they would sell the plant material, and then the plant material, once it was planted in a landscape, planted in an urban environment, within a couple of years it would sometimes die because of the problem of circling and girdled roots. And they came to us and they showed us a bunch of different ways that they had tried to fix that problem. And one of them was fabric containers. They tried fabric containers. And in the midst of that conversation, they told me how, number one, a lot of the fabric containers that they were trying were really expensive. They were super expensive. They were really kind of a pain for them to use because they would always collapse when they were planting them up. And they also discovered they really didn't exactly work. That the fabric was constructed in such a way that the root girdling would continue. The roots actually would not develop any better in a fabric container that they were trying than the solid wall pots that they were using. So we went ahead and began to test about 20 different fabrics, and over the course of a couple of years and a lot of work, a lot of testing, we actually discovered kind of the perfect mix for a solid wall pot, and we brought the RediRoot planter to the market in late 2008. And it was a major hit immediately because number one, the price point was fantastic, but what gardeners and growers discovered is our fabric produced a better, more vigorous, fibrous root structure, and that gave people a better yielding plant and a healthier plant. So the challenge with solid wall pots is, and here's a beautiful little decorative pot, but the dirty little secret is that solid wall pot, the solid wall design of this decorative container, actually really messes up root development. Because as a root goes in and it spreads out into the pot, it begins to circle. And that actually kind of restricts the plant growth. It ends up killing the plant, and it ends up retarding fruit development because the plant just can't grow to its full capacity. It can't breathe. It's kind of suffocating. But in an air pruning container, kind of like our fabric container, we also have some of our smaller quart containers here that we've grown the nasturtiums in, is when a root hits the side of this fabric, it actually grows through a little bit and then it stops growing. It air prunes. And then the plant sends out more roots. The taproot just keeps sending out these secondary roots. The trick, though, and this is the reason why fabric is so cool, is that every time one of those secondary roots hits this fabric and air prunes, it actually sends out a bunch of little fibers all along that root. And that's called fibrous root system, or a tertiary root system. It's the third root system. You have your primary, which is a taproot, your secondary root systems, and then finally this fiber. And it's the fiber is where the magic happens, because in that fiber, it's what licks up all the moisture, takes up all the nutrients, and that's why people have discovered that fabric containers are just so great at growing plants. So I just thought I would transplant a few of these nasturtiums so you can see how easy it is to utilize our container. So again, one of the reasons why we developed this container is we wanted it to be super easy for people to use. So as you can see, as I'm putting in this potting soil mix, the container actually does a pretty good job of holding that soil so it doesn't collapse in on itself. It's not as easy, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not as easy as a solid wall pot, but it works really well. And compared to a solid wall pot, you're just gonna get a way healthier plant. You're gonna get more tomatoes, you're gonna get more peppers, you're gonna get kind of more of whatever it is that you're looking for when you're growing. Your plant's just gonna be healthier because the roots can breathe. So this is a really cool little plant that we've messed around with here at RediRoot. It's called a nasturtium, and the reason it's so cool is it produces a really vibrant orange flower that's actually edible. So like when you have a really cool party at your house, or you do kind of an outdoor, maybe a party this summer, you put these little flowers on the salad. They're bright orange, so they kind of give a pop of color. My wife likes to say that when she is decorating in the house. But it also gives kind of this really zesty, peppery addition to your salad. So what I'm doing here is this plant has been grown in a RediRoot container in one of our little plugs. It actually hasn't rooted out very well yet, so I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and transplant that. In fact, none of these have rooted out. These have not been in here long enough to really get a rooted out plant. So we're just going to pull out the plugs, but you can see all of the little roots that are coming out. And go ahead and transplant it in this larger container. This one's rooted out quite a bit more, actually. There we go. I'll take the little plug, propagation plug, and plant it in. So now we've got 3 of these nasturtiums in a 5-gallon, and in this fabric container, what this is going to allow is as you water, you're not going to get a waterlogged root system. You're going to get more aeration into the root zone. And kind of in conclusion, I just want to thank you so much for watching this video and learning a little bit about fabric containers, but also RediRoot, because we take a lot of pride in our construction. We take a lot of pride in the work we've done at developing the right fabric for root development. And so basically it's an environmentally friendly container made from recycled material. It is a really great price compared to like a pottery. It's way less expensive, especially for how well it develops roots and develops yield. It's ridiculously convenient. At the end of this season, if you want to transplant you can leave the soil in it and then amend it for next year, or you can take the soil out and then just collapse the bag. And then finally, it produces just a better root system, so you're going to get better plants. So again, thanks for watching about the RediRoot fabric planter, and I hope you enjoy your gardening.